the players back, especially when you go back to the 60s, they're playing because it's fun. The NBA, now it's either to prove a point or because your endorsement wants you to do it, so they get more advertising time, or you're doing it basically because you have to. I mean, the guys in the NBA, remember, I mean, obviously I don't think any of us were alive, all the hubbub when Dr. J got the first $1 million contract in the NBA.
Yeah.
$1 million now, that's like LeBron doesn't get out of bed for $1 million.
No.
Like
his bed is $1 million.
I mean, James Harden's gonna be making like $500,000 a game.
That is a ridiculous contract that he got the other day.
Yeah, for his last for the fourth season that was added on, he's gonna be making over $500,000 a game.
He was the third best on the Thunder at one point. Like, I do not put him in for the amount of money he is getting, I still do not put him in the category with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. I still think both of them are better than he is, and he's making more money than both of them.
I mean, he wasn't. It depends. The word "better" is subjective because I think if you're gonna do that, I would say that Westbrook was the third best player on the Thunder, and Harden was the fourth. I'd put Serge Ibaka from the Thunder ahead of them. Serge was at the time. Mm-hmm. I feel like Kevin Durant was clearly number one. Serge Ibaka was the enforcer, much more important than what Harden and Westbrook were doing. Because it was.
If you look at just this season, I mean, Russell Westbrook got the MVP. He deserved the MVP. He averaged something that only Oscar Robinson had done before, and James Harden gets the contract.
Well,
I know that it's not negotiable. It's not in time for Russell Westbrook, but still,
I mean, it wasn't time for Harden either. He restructured his contract.
Yeah, it was an extension.
The reason that Harden got the contract he did is because what they're bringing to the team. You can't have, and he's going to be the best player on that team.
I agree.
Even with Chris Paul and all of that, he's going to be the best player on that team. He can't be the third best or third highest paid player when he's the best player on that team.
I agree with that too.
So that's what it is. Also, Houston just does not give an F about the luxury tax.
I'll tell you though, I think it's funny that he gets this huge contract, but the last thing I remember is him getting stuffed by Manu Ginobili.
Yeah, you're right. And then what happened? The guy who picked up the ball, and if he had one more second, would have drilled a game winner, gets traded.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're gonna stop talking about basketball, and we're gonna talk about we're gonna go back to the actual All-Star game. So we're watching it now, but simply because it's sports and it's something we can watch with the sound off while we're talking. Yeah. But if this were on, say, tomorrow night or Sunday night or whenever, would you guys really be watching it?
Go ahead.
I'd pop into it. I'm sure I would be watching some of the game and keeping my eye on it as it goes. I mean, I wouldn't be on the edge of my seat and have it be the only thing that I'm watching tonight. Because, quite frankly, you can catch the recap of it, but the end of it, it doesn't matter at the end. It doesn't matter who did what or what happened. I mean, there's certain moments that I'm glad that I was watching the All-Star game when I did. Like, for example, when Ripken hit a home run in his first at-bat in his last All-Star game. That was a cool thing to witness. And there is that possibility for it. But for 4 hours in a game that's not going to matter, there's other things I can watch. There's other things I can do and get accomplished in that time.
No, you're absolutely right. And it's slower paced. And baseball is already slow.
Yeah.
The big issue that I have with it is, first of all, it doesn't mean anything. Second of all, as an A's fan, if I'm invested because Alonso is on the team, I'm going to get to see him for 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I guess that's more than I get to see him on a normal day. But, he's not going to be trying. Do you think these guys are really going to be running to first base after a hit all that fast? No, it's going to be like the Pro Bowl, no blitzing the quarterback.
Yeah, and nobody stays in long. The pitchers are in for an inning, if that. I mean, it's position players get swapped in and out. No one's trying to get hurt. All-Star games in general, as much as I do enjoy them because I believe that there should be an extra game to show the talent of the league as a whole and put the best of the best against each other, but given the risk of injury, the risk to just how we were talking about this much money that's being thrown around sports now, the risk to losing out on any of that because of something potentially happening in a game that doesn't mean anything, it's almost made the All-Star games in any sport really not matter.
I mean, I have a way that you can fix it, make it more watchable, and it doesn't even have to do anything, or you don't even have to change anything. Major League Baseball, go find one of your sponsors who's willing to put up $5,000 per run, and the winning team gets to choose the charity the money goes to.
I think a charity aspect of this is a good idea. I think that's a great idea.
I would watch it. I'd be more willing to watch it if like there's a charity that I'm invested in. Let's say the National League chooses. I don't. What's a good charity?
Make-A-Wish.
Make-A-Wish, and the American League chooses like Jerry's Kids. Mm-hmm. All right, both worthy, charities. I'm more interested in seeing who's going to get that money than who's going to win this game.
Why not just have it count for going forward with draft picks or something like that?
Yeah, or if you want to get a corporate sponsor to work a deal with Make-A-Wish, how about you get a bunch of Make-A-Wish kids to come to the game?
Oh, of course, they would have to do that if they were doing Make-A-Wish. That would be awesome for the kids.
Yeah.
I feel like, and the thing is when it comes to the All-Star game, I feel like being there is really where it's at.
And I can see that. But, I mean, All-Star games in any sport, I feel, just don't... It's not what the fans expect when we're looking for a game. I mean, it's just not... None of them seem to be that level of excitement. No defense is played in the NFL games.
Well, because he can't really.
Well, yeah, because no one wants to get hurt. No defense is played in an NBA All-Star game. No one cares.
Yeah.
They just are like, oh, let's do what dunks we can do. Baseball is as monotonous as a sport comes. Hockey's the only one that's really onto something and dividing them into 4 divisions and having them duke it out on 3-on-3 teams.
Well, I mean,
that's interesting.
What I think, another thing you could do is designate 4 roster spots for athletes not in Major League Baseball.
Are we sure that there's no home field advantage?
Yeah,
in this game?
yeah, that's
no
dumb.
Home field advantage in this game.
This is the first one where it doesn't.
Well, no, they're going back. This is the first year they're going back to it not meaning anything.
Yeah. Well,
because we only got to that point because we had that tie and everybody lost their mind. Like baseball games can't end in a tie.
They ran out of pitchers that year or something, right?
Well, yeah, you run out of pitchers, but if everyone's only pitching an inning, you only get X amount. I don't care. No, let's not end in a tie. Grab some dude from row 15.
No, I mean,
see how it goes.
Yankees literally used Nick Swisher 4 times to pitch.
Yeah. No.
So, I mean...
Not to mention all the old guys and the other players from teams that are here.
You
can't tell me there isn't a Marlin pitcher somewhere in the stadium.
I remember that, too.
Yeah, who was it that came in? I forgot. I got it.
For what?
For the Cubs.
The like I said, because I obviously don't just pick random people, but if you're telling me you don't think John Cena could hit a decent ball, or J.J. Watt,
it was Jay that came in and pitched the 9th inning for the Cubs that you were thinking about.
John Jay,
yeah, because he's throwing 54-mile-an-hour curveballs.
And
he's still got all 3 guys out.
Yeah, he's got a good ERA.
I mean,
keep that.
I mean, that I think that would be more entertaining. I would tune in to watch Johnny Manziel pitch because he got drafted as a pitcher into Major League Baseball. I would tune in to watch.
I wouldn't be against players from other sports who are drafted in to Major League Baseball.
I think Steph Curry chose
to go to a different.
What about this?
Sport.
What if you take the best of all the minors and put them against all the best of the Major League players
They'd get
for that younger crowd, or you do what hockey did and you pick the best players in Major League Baseball, but then you take the best of the world players and bring them over from the Little Baseball Classic and everything like that. Exactly, like Little League. Make that. I mean, that would be more interesting.
That might be more interesting.
Or how about this? National League versus American League. You choose. Do you want your offense to be minor league or do you want your defense to be the minor league? You either get defensive players playing from the minor league or they play their offense.
Just put it back to home field advantage.
No, I don't think
the home field advantage should be determined on that, especially when teams can win 100+ games and then they're SOL when it comes to home field in the World Series.
Because David Cone just pitched
Yeah, that's bull. Like that.
David Wells just pitched like the best game he's ever pitched, and it happens to be an all-star game.
Yeah, right.
But like, no, I think what we were discussing, Dan Beebe, before, that would be better. Just pick a random field, play all 7 games there. Pick it 3 seasons ahead, like the Super Bowl. Play all 7 games there.
Play on neutral ground.
Or,
less travel time too.
Well, the other option, find a city that doesn't have a baseball team, build a stadium there,
Like
and play it there every year.
Like they do in college for Omaha.
Yeah, excuse me, yeah.
Because Omaha is where they always host the college baseball playoffs. And Omaha, I believe, is that also where they do the Little League World Series?
No, they do that in Lincoln, Nebraska,
Lincoln,
I'm pretty
Nebraska.
sure.
Well, whatever.
Fine,
Put the stadium in Nebraska and just make all the championship games be in Nebraska.
Or the real money, just put it in Las Vegas.
At least people will go to Nebraska that way.
All-Star game in Vegas every year.
Well, not an All-Star game, the World Series.
Oh,
the World Series in Las Vegas every year. Or what are another state that doesn't have a field that probably should? Oregon. Eugene. Put it in Oregon.
I say they have to play in Bridgeport every year. Bridgeport, Connecticut.
You really want a professional team back in Connecticut, don't you?
Well, I just want the hockey team back. I don't care.
I
also feel.
You'd be happy with the Whalers, and that's
yes,
it.
absolutely.
What if they brought in like?
I would 100% be back with the Whalers because then I could become a fan of hockey again, rather than just watch it from the side.
Okay, let me ask you this. I know how you feel about certain things. What if they moved? And this is big hypothetical. What if they moved the Patriots to Connecticut?
Oh,
that would bother me. One, because the Patriots bother me, but another reason why the Patriots bother me so much is the fact that they used Connecticut to get more money out of Massachusetts to build that stadium in the first place. Because they were selling it as Connecticut was going to get the stadium, and it made Massachusetts ask the taxpayers for more money. They got it, and then they decided to go with Massachusetts, and they're like, just kidding, Connecticut. You're not getting the stadium. So F the Patriots, and they can stay where they are. If they get a basketball team, I'd be for that as well.
I think they're more apt to get a WNBA team. Well,
they already have a WNBA
right,
team. They play in a casino.
That's right.
That's true. I think, Boston needs to have the football team. You can,
and that's fine. Like I said, I want Connecticut getting some kind of pro sport. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at a later time. I told
questions. Them to put it in Bridgeport because it's a terrible place. If you've never been to Bridgeport, Google it.
Yeah. No, I don't. It's like worse than Hartford.
Yeah, go around.
Hometown of P.T. Barnum.
Yeah, great.
So let's move on to the last thing I want to talk about in baseball. Well, it's not necessarily the last thing, but it's the last segment.
Hey, the A's have a player.
Yeah, every team has to be represented, which is also garbage, but that's neither here nor there. Because the A's, who are the 5th worst team in Major League Baseball, have to be represented. Whatever. But my question for you,
well, I think the Mets had Michael Conforto going.
At least he's all-star quality.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's the only thing that's good. And we'll start going around the horn, I guess, around the room, whatever. What has been the biggest surprise of the first half of the baseball season? Tony, what has been the biggest surprise to you so far?
It's probably two-pronged for me in this scenario because my biggest surprise is probably either Milwaukee being as good as they are, because I just didn't see it coming. I didn't see Thames coming on hard as he did from coming over from, I believe it was Japan or Korea, South Korea, I believe. And that with Braun, I just didn't see them, especially in the division that they're in. I mean, they're with Chicago, St. Louis, Pittsburgh. I mean,
which is stacked.
Cincinnati's probably the lowest one in that, but even they're only 9.5 games back, and Milwaukee is leading that division with the defending champions. That, and it's probably the plight of the Mets. I've never seen a team be so unlucky and so miserably bad on top of it.
Oh, man.
We had this conversation leaving between me and Chuckles that when we were leaving our place, he was saying, do you think if the Mets didn't have the injuries, they'd be this good or this bad? And I don't know. They'd have to be better. But my problem is they don't have batters that can get runners in scoring position. It's home run or nothing for them.
Right.
And maybe their pitching could keep them there, but I mean, even that being the case, I still didn't see them this awful.
If your team only gives up 3 runs, that's a good day.
Yeah.
Their offense can't generate 3 runs on an average
unless they're
game.
home runs.
Unless they're home runs, right. So you're saying the good play of the Brewers, the bad play of the Mets.
Yes.
Chuckles, what about you?
I have like almost a two-prong too.